Hello, everyone. Welcome to Anointed Lady TV, the home of news and politics. If it is your first time in this channel, you are highly welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you like what we do on this channel, hit on the subscribe button. Also put on the notification bell so you'll be notified by YouTube anytime we drop a new video. And if you are returning subscribers, thank you very much for always coming back to watch our videos. On this platform, we drop videos every day and we react to every video that come our way. And on this very video, I will be watching with you. And after watching, let's go to the comment section and drop our opinion constructively. Like our videos and also share our videos if possible. See you next time in my next video.
Fellow Nigerians, there is work ahead of us. There is so much work ahead of us. The next 8 months, your faith is going to be tested. The next 8 months, your patience is going to be tested. The next 8 months, you will hear a lot from different people. And you must beware and be focused. Remember, it is faith without works that is dead. Faith with work is never dead. And that's the miracle that is always prayed for. We are going to have that reckless faith and hold on and know that indeed God is there for every one of us, and not just there for politicians who believe they can and they go on to do and destroy our nation. You're beginning to hear people who sought miracles, people who tell you to hold on to faith, people who tell you to do nothing other than pray, people who tell you all the time, today are telling you about reality and idealism. They are telling you that you should be realistic. It is not about being idealistic, that you should know that it's only about structure. Well, the people are building the structure. The people have decided that enough of praying without doing anything. We've constantly prayed in this country that God should make Nigeria a great country. We refuse to do our own bit. We leave to God what God has given us the capacity for us to do for ourselves. And for the first time, Nigerians have decided, indeed, they're going to pray to God. But yet, indeed, they're going to work. They're going to put in the work. They're going to put in their all and build this structure. And of course, guess what? We have some of these religious rulers who have worked hand in hand with the political rulers who have kept us subdued, telling us about structure and the fact that structures need to be built over years. Yes, we're starting to build the structure. The people who do not have structures today, they have the people, and the people are saying that there will be the structures and they will keep giving their all. They will put in their all. The same reckless faith that have a politician who is over 80 years coming to say that they will rule a nation full of young people and having that faith and going on, and nobody, these same religious rulers are not telling those people that they should stay aside, that they should not think, that they should be realistic and not think that they, as old as they are, should be the leader of a nation with so many young people. And yet they are telling you who is daring to say that you want different. You want a candidate you can believe in. You want a candidate you know is competent. You want a candidate that can go in there and do the work and not give excuses. You want a candidate that's not going to look back and say that, oh, this is what they meant. This is what the last administration did. You want a clean slate, and they're telling you that you should be realistic. They are telling you you should be realistic. They are telling you about idealism. What is it in this world that has never been achieved by people who were just being realistic and not thinking about idealism? What is it in this world that has been achieved by people who just believe that it is only what is possible they should dare to go after? The phone you're using wouldn't have been here if somebody didn't believe that it could happen. The phone you're using, you wouldn't have it in your hands if somebody didn't believe, if somebody wasn't mocked, somebody wasn't laughed at, somebody wasn't called crazy. The social media you're using to watch it, the medium you're using to watch it, the things that we have today, we wouldn't have had them if people had not dared. And let me tell you something. If people only did the things that were possible, that they knew were possible, if that's the only thing that people did, guess what? We'll still be in the bushes foraging for food with our bare hands. But there are people who were called crazy, and they refused to listen to people who called them crazy. They kept on working. They had their faith and they put in the work. And at the end of the day, they got that miracle that they tell you every day to pray for. It is impossible until it is done. That's what Nelson Mandela said. And in this country, in the next 8 months, by the grace of God, we will make that impossible possible. We will remove the I am and make it possible. Yes, they will tell you it's not easy. Nobody's ever said it was going to be easy. Nothing good comes easy. And we'll put in the work. We'll put in everything. We'll put our life on the line for a better nation, for a greater nation. The same nation that they tell you every time to pray for. This is the time now. And you're putting the work and they want to dampen it. They're telling you about structures. Whose structure help? Let me ask again, who did their structure help? The structure that have brought mayhems and killings, the structures that have brought bad governance, the structures that have brought insecurity, the structures that have brought unemployment, the structures that have not managed the wealth, the resources that God has given Nigeria. They've not been able to put Nigeria among the top 5, top 10 countries. Is that the kind of structures we want? We do not want any of those structures, and we are building our own structures. The people are building their own structures. The people are no longer waiting for political classes to give them structure. They are building their own structure, and they will choose their candidate. They will choose from the president. They will choose from the who becomes governor of their state. They will choose who they send to the National Assembly and the state houses of assembly. And at the end of the day, we'll have people with competence, character, capacity, people with passion, people with courage, people who believe in Nigeria, people who want Nigeria to work, to be the ones in the helms of affairs. It is no longer business as usual. It is now business unusual. And guess what? There are people who are afraid. There are people who are afraid of business unusual, because they know that when business unusual comes, the cheap miracles that they sell, they will no longer have the room to sell it. The cheap miracle they sell to people, they tell you when you finish your school, you should bring your result so that they'll pray over your result and get you jobs. Guess what? When there's good governance, accountability, and transparency, the economy will expand. Businesses will be able to thrive, and there will be jobs for people, and they won't have people will get jobs as soon as they leave in school. People will get jobs that they're deserving of. People will get the things that duly belongs to them. Our roads, when our roads are safe, they won't have you coming to them to pray over you before you travel. That's what they're afraid of. The political class and the religious class have put their heads together. The political rulers and the religious rulers have put their heads together. They have a symbiotic relationship. They need each other to continue to keep you oppressed. And let me tell you something. The political rulers need the religious rulers to keep you upset so that you will not be angry. And so the religious rulers keep telling you to go back to God, to pray to God for what God has given you the capacity for you to do for yourself. And then the religious rulers, they need the political rulers to keep giving bad governance so that they will continue to sell those cheap miracles to you. They will continue to sell you things that you're not that's supposed to be a given. They will tell you when you're traveling, you have to come to them for them to pray for you to have a safe trip, when there's supposed to be security. We pray to God indeed. We ask God for things that God has not given us capacity to do for ourselves. But for the things that God has given us capacity to do for ourselves, we will do it. And Nigerians are on it already. They're fighting, they're working, they're striving, they're using their money, they're doing everything to bring in a candidate that they believe in. The least that you can do, if you don't want to support them, is to shut up. Just shut up. Please. Shut up.